In the meantime, the Trump administration is ramping up its fight against dangerous drug cartels. The Treasury Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control last week sanctioned 2 high-ranking members of Cartel del Noreste, also known as CDN. The State Department labeled CDN a foreign terrorist organization back in February. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says, quote, "In working toward the total elimination of cartels to make America safe again, the Trump administration will hold these terrorists accountable for their criminal activities and abhorrent acts of violence." CDN and its leaders have carried out a violent campaign of intimidation, kidnapping, and terrorism, threatening communities on both sides of our southern border. We will continue to cut off the cartel's ability to obtain the drugs, money, and guns that enable their violent activities. National Border Patrol Council President Paul Perez says the new sanctions are a, quote, full frontal assault on the cartels.
One thing that we were able to do now under President Trump and the policy changes that he made that we weren't able to do under the Biden administration is deterrence. We're actually able to put all of our agents out there on the line and protect the border and actually intercept, interdict, and deter the cartels from operating freely. That's something we weren't able to do because all of our agents were taken off the line to go process, detain, and transport the millions of illegal immigrants that Joe Biden and his administration were letting in. So that's the big changes. We're actually out there. That's why the numbers have dropped, because we're out there able to do the job that we were hired to do, which is deterring, detecting, interdicting, and arresting anybody that comes across.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection reporting daily apprehensions at the U.S.-Mexico border were down 93% last month from April 2024. To dive into this a little bit more, we want to bring in Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace of South Carolina. She's a member of the House Armed Services Oversight and Veterans Affairs Committees. Congresswoman, thanks for coming on. Great to see you. The border is the quietest it's been in modern history right now. It's pretty remarkable what can happen in just a few weeks of executive policy changes and reimposing some consequences, isn't it?
Yes, it sure is. All we needed was Donald Trump to be president, and he has clamped down on the border. And what you're seeing with the sanctions, this isn't just a sanction. This is a signal to the cartels that America is back. The border is going to be protected. And these cartels have found out the hard way. Donald Trump does not write strongly worded letters. He takes action to protect the American people. And I couldn't be more proud on Memorial Day today to be an American with Donald Trump at the helm of the White House and the world leader.
So the border's pretty much sealed up right now, but the Trump administration still has to clean up the mess of the last 4 years in which millions upon millions of illegal aliens entered the country. In the big, beautiful bill, which just passed the House, you guys want to give ICE a heck of a lot of money to get those people out. Right now, ICE only has about 5,500 deportation officers nationwide. That bill would give them funding for 10,000 more personnel. Just talk about the impact that would have on deportations.
Well, it certainly would help speed up the process. I mean, we've had tens of millions of illegal aliens enter the country under former President Joe Biden, and we have a lot of work to do to deport those criminals. And you're seeing the activist judges work against the president, work against the American people. He right now wants to get out the most violent criminals, the murderers, the rapists, the pedophiles, the child molesters, and these leftist-leaning Democrat judges won't let him. And so he's up against the wall. And this bill will keep the border safe. We'll get more of those agents, and also will crack down on waste, fraud, and abuse. That gives both our DOD and defense and our military more funding, and to protect the border. And by protecting the border, we protect the American people, particularly women and girls who've been victims of these violent illegals across the country as well.
And getting in the way of some of those goals has been sanctuary cities. The Trump administration wants to pull some of the funding from those sanctuary cities. Take a listen to what former DHS senior advisor Charles Marino had to say about those.
The sanctuary cities fly in the face of common sense when it comes to not only protecting those communities, but also the United States. So how these policies are allowed to be implemented within the United States, and then these jurisdictions still expect to receive federal public safety grants from taxpayers. It's contradictory. It should not be allowed. The same types of actions that we're taking with student visas, we should be taking with grants going to sanctuary cities. The American people should not have to support financially these poor policies that only endanger the country.
Congresswoman, real quick final answer here. Look, the Trump administration is trying to pull the funding from these cities, but federal judges keep issuing injunctions. Your final thoughts?
No, they sure do, but we should defund any sanctuary city, any sanctuary county, any sanctuary state from the federal level who is aiding and abetting a violent criminal, illegal gang members, cartels, wife beaters. They got to go, and so too should their funding.
Congresswoman Nancy Mace, we thank you for your time today. Thanks for joining us on this Memorial Day. Good to see you.
Happy Memorial Day. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.